Hey guys, welcome back to the Jinx Lamer podcast. Another week, P. Carmichael is employed. Another week, Jinx has a bag over his head.
Yeah, it's just rough, but maybe it's coming off soon. Who knows? So
Maybe if you lose this week, never know. We'll see.
yeah, it'd be the only bright spot if that happened. So
Yeah, but we got a quick episode for you guys today. We're just gonna be making our picks, little fantasy football talk before the playoffs, and top 3 favorite Christmas movies by Jinx and me. Tune in. It's gonna be exciting. Let's get into it.
let's do it.
Welcome to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast, bringing you the latest NFL news and insights from the perspectives of two die-hard fans. So sit back, relax, and get ready for some football talk with Jenks and the Hammer.
Here we go!
All right, guys, getting right into Week 14 picks. And Hammer and I had another even week with the picks, so I'm still 7 games back. Hammer's at 122-71, and I'm at 116-77, or 115-78. And you get into this week. This is another week where I think that Hammer are going to have a lot of different picks. Maybe not this first few games, but after that, getting into that second half of this week's schedule, I think we have a few different picks. So getting right into Thursday night football, which is quite possibly the worst game of the year so far. You watched what the Patriots just did with the Chargers, losing 6-0 in a game that doesn't even look like a real NFL score. And the Steelers just lost Kenny Pickett. So both offenses dwindling here. So Hammer, who do you got here?
Let me see. Mitch on Thursday Night Football against Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, or probably both of them. It's tough, but I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to go Steelers too. At home, terrible towers are going to be going. I got the Steelers. Next, you got the battle of the NFC South teams, the top 2 leaders right now. Saints, come on, do better. You got the Bucs taking on the Falcons in Atlanta. And I think this is a tough game for me, but you watch the Falcons-Jets game. The Falcons couldn't do well against the Jets. So I'm going to go Bucs here. I think the Bucs come out. They have a little bit of energy with Baker Mayfield. And I think Mike Evans and him have a good connection. So I'm going to go the Buccaneers.
I'm going Bucs as well.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Falcons, you suck.
You suck.
The boy has no skills.
Get into the next game. Yeah, it's harsh. I know. But you got to deal with it sometimes. Next game, you got the Rams on a hot streak and a hot offense playing the Ravens, who are, in my opinion, indisputably the best team in the AFC. And I'm going to go Ravens here for that reason. Their defense is amazing. Their offense is great. Lamar Jackson's having a good season. I don't think he's in that like MVP candidacy talks, but I think he's having a good season. I'm going to go Ravens.
Yeah, Rams are really hot right now. I think they hit a little road bump right now. I'm going to go Baltimore.
Yeah, I like it. And then next game, you got the Lions taking on the Bears. Lions, man, I was like hysterical as a Saints fan when I was watching that first 7 minutes. We got down 21-0, and it looked like they were going to go up maybe 66-0 by the end of that game. And then the flip kind of flips switched on them, and they didn't look great. They really didn't. Their offense kind of just faded away in that second quarter through the third quarter, fourth quarter. They kind of found it again. But I didn't love what I was seeing from them. But I do still think they beat the Bears here. Let's be realistic. Bears suck. I'm going to go Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, a solid pick. Next game, you got the Colts taking on the Bengals. Bengals just lost Joe Burrow a week ago, but I think it's Jake Browning. Jake Browning is his first. I forget his first name sometimes. But
360 yards passing, man. Monday Night Football.
He looked good, and against the Jaguars defense that has been solid the whole year. Josh Allen's been a good rushing edge, and he's been putting pressure on these quarterbacks, but Browning stood in there, was making good throws. Jamar Chase and him had that one great connection on the left sideline, and it was special, man. It was a special play. So the Bengals have a little bit of momentum. They're going strong, but Gardner Minshew's going to come in Minshew Mania style, beat him up. Colts win.
Going with the Colts too. They just came off a really good – I know you're mad about the picks. They just came off a really big overtime win against a division rival in Tennessee. I got Michael Pittman in fantasy. Dude's a monster. 16 targets, like 10 catches, 100 yards, and the game-winning touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Go Colts. Big Colts guy. And picked up Zach Moss. So I think this game's 50-50, though, but I'm going to go Colts.
Yeah, and they're just playing as a team really well right now. So I like what the Colts are doing down there after losing Anthony Richardson. Next game, you got the Jaguars without Trevor Lawrence taking on the Browns without Deshaun Watson, which is not a great game. It's going to be a defensive game in my opinion, but I do think this is tough. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jaguars winning this one.
I think Trevor Lawrence is questionable. He might be out this week with the ankle injury. He's not going to be out very long though. So if anything, he might be out this week and then back for the last 4 games. But either way, I'm gonna go Jacksonville. I think they're the better team. Plus, I picked Cleveland last week against the Rams, and they let me down pretty big. That hurt me with the picks. So I'm gonna go Jacksonville, who need this win coming off a really bad loss at home on Monday Night Football.
Hey man, Joe Flacco though looks strong. He's looking good coming in.
Oh, he's
Still
already
looks
back
like
to
he's
the.
looks like he's got it.
I don't know if he's even playing.
Joe
He might be
Flacco,
back.
he should. I think he will.
He might be back to the practice squad. I don't know.
He could. Who knows? But
Hey,
Browns.
you know
have a
why
little
though?
fight.
Because he's just, he was sitting on the couch before he got called.
Yeah,
Just
and he
saying.
still came
Just
out and
saying.
he looked all right. Anyways, next game you got my Saints taking on the Panthers in the Dome, where fans are going to be expecting a win. If you lose here, this is kind of that loss. If you lose to the Panthers, that the whole team is reset. Like coaches are fired if you lose this game. Everything's resetting. If you win, it's not really any impact. Like you're expected to win this game. The Panthers are 1-11, 1-12, whatever. Don't even care. They just suck. Bryce Young's looking like he's not going to pan out. He just looks. He just doesn't look like he's gonna. He doesn't look like he has what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. And he's had 13 games, and he's still just not. He's making a couple good throws, but it's his size and it's just his mindset isn't going through quickly enough. So it's just not looking good for them. On the other side, the Saints. Look, you look at my head. I got the fire Pete bag on still. You want to know why? Because Pete Carmichael's still there.
Yeah. Dude's got
Yeah.
a bag over his head.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because yes, the Saints came out. They were down 21-0. They looked good in this second quarter through the third quarter, halfway through the fourth. They looked solid. I'm gonna be honest. Like Derek Carr did look good. He looked all right. I'm not gonna say he looked great, but he looked good. He completed like 15 straight passes, and he was driving down the field, and they were finally scoring touchdowns. Hey, Jimmy Graham was active. You know who scored? Jimmy Graham. They finally activated him. They finally scored with him. So who knows? Maybe Pete, you got a guy like Jimmy Graham, one of the best red zone targets of all time. Maybe keep using Jimmy Graham. I don't know. Maybe it's just my thoughts though. You know what you shouldn't do? Run a speed option with Derek Carr on 3rd and 3, because that's what Pete Carmichael called this week. You know what else he called? On 2nd and 3rd, he decided to do a reverse to Lynn Bowden, who's our 5th string receiver who has no athleticism at all. You see him on a kick return. He's like, oh, what am I going to do? This isn't recess in 5th grade. You're not doing anything with the NFL like that. Get him off the field. I don't want to see him ever having the ball again. So Pete Carmichael, figure it out. Keep giving Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill the ball. It's working. Do it. God, it's almost like it's hard to be an NFL coach, but Pete Carmichael he's no clue what he's doing. Anyways, Saints win.
Everything off your chest?
I tried. I think so.
Okay. So if the Saints lose this game, you think they blow it all up?
Yeah, they have to.
So do you want that to happen?
At some point, yes. Like if it did happen, I'm not gonna be like, oh, we lost. Like I'm just so heartbroken. Like I'd be like, yeah, sure, we're finally cleaning house. It'd be a little bit of a bright spot in a dark moment, but I still want to win and actually have a shot at the playoffs because I do think the team and the players have a lot of talent and can turn it around.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the Saints as well.
Thank you, Hammer. That means a lot against the Panthers.
No problem.
All right, next game, you got the Texans taking on the Jets in New Jersey. And this is an interesting game because the Jets are turning back to Zach Wilson. Someone's like Thanos. Like they banished him, and now they're turning right back to him after all their failure.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Yeah, so basically Robert Saleh approached Zach Wilson saying, hey, you're going to be starter this week. And Zach Wilson said, go F yourself. Pretty crazy to hear that coming from an NFL player, someone who's about to get a start this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a mess over there in general. I don't know what they do with Zach Wilson after this year. He's going to grow up. He's going to mature. But There's definitely talent there. Dude was the number 2 overall draft pick. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens this offseason. These next 5 weeks are definitely gonna be interesting. But I'm definitely gonna take the Texans in this game because the Jets
You have to.
quarterback doesn't want to play football anymore.
Yeah. So Houston's gonna win this game. I think it is interesting, like you said. Maybe if they somehow pull this game out, it leads to Aaron Rodgers playing in the next couple weeks. But I do think the Texans win. Next game, you got the Pastronaut and the Vikings taking on the I almost said Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas, and both of these teams kind of just aren't looking themselves. But Justin Jefferson looks like he's gonna be back for the Vikings for this week, so I'm gonna do the Vikings here in Las Vegas.
Sadly, I'm gonna go with the Vikings as well. I think though, I mean, this could be, I think the Raiders could win this though.
So pick them. Have some balls. Hammer,
I'm
you're
going
big balls
Vikings.
hammer, dude.
I'm going Vikings.
Come on. All right. Anyways, next game, you got the Seahawks taking on the 49ers in a game that I think is going to be another blowout for the 49ers. Seahawks, again, aren't good. They kind of flashed a little bit against the Cowboys, but they're going to fall right back down to earth this week. So 49ers win.
San Fran. I think San Fran goes on a streak right now and, cap off the year, go get the number 1 seed.
All right. Anyways, this is finally a game where I think we're going to disagree. You got the Bills taking on the Chiefs in Kansas City in Red Kingdom. But I've got, Kansas City, they're bouncing back. They got Patrick Mahomes. They're coming off a tough loss. They're going to be angry. They're going to come into this game fighting, And for that reason, I got the Bills. The Bills come in, upset the Chiefs at home. They're going to go away. So it's going to be 7-6 to the record after this week. And I'll give them props. I think they're going to ball out, and I think they beat the Chiefs by 7 points.
Wow. Good pick. I'm gonna go with Chiefs. They came off an ugly loss to Green Bay. I don't think Andy Reid, I don't think Pat Mahomes lose 2 straight. And this is a team that they're pretty familiar with, and they want to bury and keep out of the playoffs, and they don't want to see them in the playoffs probably. So I think this is a big game in Kansas City. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Good. Finally, it gives me a shot to come back a little bit. Next game, you got the Broncos taking on the Chargers.
Not really though.
Hey, one game's. I'm like the turtle. You're like the hare. You're taking all these your speedy way, but I'm catching up slowly but surely. Don't you worry about it. Anyways, next you got the Broncos taking on the Chargers, and this is an interesting game for the reasons that Justin Herbert should be able to win games on his own. He's still a great quarterback in the NFL. But then you remember Staley is their head coach, so it's very unlikely. I'm going to go with the Broncos here. Better coach team with Sean Payton. Russell Wilson's playing well. Tough loss against the Texans last week. They bounced back, beat the Chargers.
I'm going with the Broncos as well.
Yeah, I knew you would. You would.
Yeah, they're the better team, man. They're hotter right now. They're playing for more than the Chargers. I got to go Denver.
Yeah, I respect it. But I will say this is a game.
I think we split here.
Yeah, we're splitting here.
You think so?
You better pick the team that. Okay. Anyways, I'm just gonna think.
You want me to go
Eagles,
first? I'll go first. You want me to go first? So
Eagles,
I'm not
Cowboys.
cheating?
Hammer, make your pick. Eagles, Cowboys.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
Okay, I'm going with the Cowboys. So what are you doing here, man? Just pick the Eagles. You know you want to.
I'm going with the Cowboys. Can I explain why? I think everyone watched that game last Sunday, right? Eagles, Niners. Everyone watched the game. I know Dallas watched that game because they played on Thursday night.
Yeah, they're gonna exploit some things.
Exactly. Hurts is a little banged up. I think it's in Dallas. Dallas gets some extra calls when it's in Dallas. We all know that. And, Dallas they're playing for a lot, man. They're still playing for the division, playing for the number 1 seed. You win this, you know what I mean? You're about even with them, right? Same record, probably. So they're playing for a lot, and they got to be pretty pissed off about what happened the first time that these two teams played. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. And, Dak's just playing at an MVP level.
I will say the Eagles just got Darius Leonard, which is a little bit of something for them, but I don't know if he plays if he's going to play a lot of snaps this week at all.
He's not going to play a lot.
So it's not going to be that much of an impact, but I do think the Cowboys exploit some things with
Take
their
Philly.
offense.
Take Philly.
No, I'm not flipping. I picked the Cowboys, and you were supposed to take the Eagles, so I'm not not flipping here. I'm standing strong. The Cowboys are my 1 seed.
What does that mean?
Which
I
you'll
was
see-
supposed to pick the Eagles. I
Yeah,
picked the
whatever. The
Cowboys.
Cowboys are my 1 seed, which you'll see in the next segment. So yeah, I'm gonna go Cowboys. Anyways, Monday Night Football, you got the Titans taking on the Dolphins. Titans put up some fight in the last game, but they're no match for the Dolphins. Dolphins win in Miami.
Yeah, 2 Monday night games, Titans, Dolphins, and we got the Packers and Giants. Titans, Dolphins. I'm gonna go Miami. Packers, Giants. I will be in attendance. This game is in New Jersey. Pumped up to go see J Love live. Packers are hot right now. Just beat top 3 team in the NFC, and just beat the defending Super Bowl champs on primetime. There's another primetime game. I think they win. Giants are a bad football team.
Yeah, Giants aren't good.
Some delusional New York fans still think they have, a chance at the playoffs with 8 losses. They got to win out to get 9.
At Kevin.
I think that's pretty laughable, funny. Yeah, I think Green Bay buries them, and I think Jordan Love shows out again. Go
Yeah,
Pecco.
yeah. I'm gonna go Packers as well. But I do want to hear your thoughts, Hammer, on the ending of last week's game. I want to hear your thoughts. First off, on the on the penalty on the tackle of Patrick Mahomes that was flagged. And then I want to hear your thoughts on the pass interference that was blatantly missed by the refs.
Yeah. So that last drive was just overall really badly refereed. Yeah, so the first and second play of the drive, Mahomes scrambles, going for the sideline, kind of right at the first down, marker. So, that defender, he's flying in, trying to go prevent a first down, Gets there a little late. Not a little late, but, Mahomes crosses the marker. He's heading out of bounds, and Jonathan Owens, Packers safety, comes, gives him a good shot, pops him. Nothing crazy. Yeah, well timed. Nothing crazy. No helmet. Mahomes was in bounds. He was in the green. You know what I mean? He wasn't on the white yet. It's a bad call. You know what I mean? Defender. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, if that's a flag, I mean, But like we said the other week, it's like, if that's a flag, you can't even. Yeah, if that's a flag, you can't even. How are you supposed to play defense anymore? It's crazy, but that shouldn't be a flag. It was a flag. That gave Kansas City another 15 yards. Bad call by them. Later in the drive, a little bit, I think it was MVS who caught a hitch, and he was getting tackled going out of bounds, and he went out of bounds going backwards. So that should be a running clock. You know what I mean? Because it was a forward progress. He wasn't going out of bounds going forward. You know what I mean? He didn't go out of bounds by his own. He got tackled going backwards out of bounds. So that should be a running clock too. Chiefs that drive had no timeouts. So that's like another minus 15 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's 2 big plays. 2 big plays. 15 yards and probably 15 seconds. You know what I mean? That the Chiefs got on that drive. And then, of course, they threw it deep to MVS. Pass interference on the Packers. It was PI. But here's my thing. That didn't decide the game. The Chiefs fans would be like, we would have got that. Got the ball on the 2-yard line. Punched it in. 2-point. Boom. Got overtime, this and that. Do all that. Win. Whatever. No. That's not how it works. Guess what? You're the defending Super Bowl champs, right? Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, all these guys, top 10 defense. You got outplayed Sunday night by the Packers, offensively and defensively. Who was the best player on the field Sunday night? You answer that question. Go for it. Who's the best player? Are you serious? Who's the best player?
I'm gonna go Christian Watson.
Who was it?
I'm gonna go Christian Watson. Made some good
Jordan
catches.
Love, right? Who was it?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sure.
Jordan Love. He's the best player on the field Sunday night. Yes or no?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He outplayed Mahomes.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Mahomes hasn't been playing like himself this year.
Yeah, but it's not about Mahomes at all. But he was the best player on the field, right? The Chiefs' defense couldn't stop the Packers' offense. We scored 27 points. The Packers' defense didn't shut down, but they stopped Mahomes and the Chiefs a lot. Like the first 2 drives, Chiefs go all the way down to the red zone. We hold them to 2 field goals. That's winning football. We deserve to win that game. We're the better team on Sunday night, offensively and defensively. We outplayed them. You know what I mean? It shouldn't come down to the PI. Stupid.
You were shaking your boots a little bit at the end, but yeah, it was a good win for the Packers.
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying that's not why you lost the game. You lost the game because you got outplayed. It's not because of one call that the ref didn't make at the end. You got outplayed all game. That's the truth.
No, I agree.
And then there's other Chiefs fans on Twitter going nuts about the Hail Mary pass interference. which if you know football, it's BS. It's a Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary,
You
there
know what
was
I mean?
nothing.
There's no PI, yeah, but there's never PI on Hail Mary. There's offense and defense PI on every Hail Mary, both sides all the time.
The one time I've ever seen it called on a Hail Mary was when Jimmy Graham lightly shoved the defender against the 49ers. The guy went flopped, Jimmy Graham caught it. It was a touchdown. Saints were going to win. It was so exciting. I was at B-Dubs with my dad, and I was going nuts. I was like 12 years old. I was like, holy shit, we just won. And then I saw a flag. So it hasn't been called since then, I at least that I remember. So, yeah, there was nothing on that final play.
Yeah, which is BS. You know what I mean? Like that should have been called on Jimmy Graham. But like there's no pass interference on a Hail Mary. It's everyone go up and go for the ball. You know what I mean? Stupid.
Yeah.
So Packers won, big time win, and they deserve to win it. They were the better team all night. Didn't come down to the refs. Didn't.
Yeah. I'll say this to end the segment. The bye weeks are two teams that the NFL is not going to miss, not playing this week. It's Cardinals and the Commanders, who both suck. So not going to miss them at all. That'll do it for our Week 14 picks. Coming up next, you got our fantasy recap, as well as breaking down our favorite Christmas movies. All right, guys, getting right into the fantasy recap of the week. Our fantasy league is finally set for the playoffs, at least who's in and who's out. We got 4 people eliminated and 8 people in. The 8 people in are going to be Gloves Didn't Fit with Thomas Brown, Rainbow Herbert with Nicholas Lewis, Hammer, Paul with Kirkred Cardinals, Just Josh with Forrest, me, Team Jenks, Breeder Broncos with Rude, wearing number 0, Christian Diaz, and everyone in here is kind of fighting for seeding at this point because everyone's locked in. So everyone on a hot streak's kind of looking to continue that. Everyone on a losing streak's kind of hoping they get a win this week. But I'm looking forward to it. This week's kind of meaningless for the fantasy league. But after this week, into the next week, we'll kind of discuss our matchups and what teams are doing what. And kind of break it down a little bit more. But we're looking forward to it with everyone. And Hammer, you have any comments about the playoffs?
I think right now, me and you are playing each other right now. If the playoffs were to end today.
We got to switch that up because we need to beat someone. I got to beat someone else other than you because I can't beat you because then what is that doing for me? It just gets my buddy out. I got to get one of you losers out watching this podcast. Kidding. Not losers, but trash talk's warranted. So got to beat someone other than you, hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm kind of stuck at the 2 or 3 seed, so we'll see where I end up. I think I'm locked into the 3 seed, but yeah.
Yeah, because Nick
beat me. He's 10-3. I'm 9-4, and then
Nick and
everyone else is like 7-6. So I'm locked into that 3.
Theoretically, I think Nick could take over Thomas for the 1 seed, but that's a little bit unlikely. I'm not sure the tiebreakers there, but it's definitely interesting. So, yeah, so that'll do it for the fantasy recap. Next, quick segment we're gonna do is just breaking down our top. I'm gonna say top. What do you want to do? Top 5, top 3?
We'll do top 3.
Top 3 Christmas movies from Jenks and the Hammer. Official list here. So Hammer, I'll let you go first.
You want me to go first?
What's your number 1 Christmas movie of all time?
Number 1, man. All right. This is tough. Don't kill me for the order it's in. I'll give you my top 3. I'll try to put it in order. Number 1, I gotta go Elf.
I support that.
I have to. You know what I mean? It's a big movie. Me and my family. I don't know. I've been watching that movie since I was in 2nd grade with the family. Like that's just a movie that we always have on around this time. It's always on TV. It's always on, the kitchen TV or in the living room. Always. So
Will Ferrell's just goated, man.
Yeah. Elf. Number 2, I gotta go a little old-fashioned movie. It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay. Yeah, my dad likes that one.
Have you seen that?
Yeah,
seen that? Okay. I gotta go with that one. Good message. Special one. Number 3, this one might be a little out there, but if you know, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Daddy's Home 2.
Dude, that's a good movie. Not top 3, but I'll give it to you. That's a good ass Christmas movie.
It's my top 3, just because it's hilarious. It's awesome.
One thing I'll say that pisses me off about that movie is that stupid scene where the little brother kisses that one other girl. I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't care about this dude kissing this girl.
What do you mean? When he kisses his stepsister?
Yeah, his stepsister. I'm like, dude, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it's me off. Pretty weird.
I don't like either of those
characters. But then, I don't want to spoil it. Let's just say he gets a couple other kisses towards the end. I don't want to spoil it. but
Yeah, no,
he's a player. He's a player. Respect
both
it.
those characters piss me off. The kid's a little shit, so
Mm.
just annoying.
Hot take.
Anyways, my top 3 Jenks's official top 3 Christmas movies. Number 1, you got Elf. Yeah, break it down for him. Number 2, you got The Polar Express, and number 3, you got Home Alone. Number 1, Elf, classic. Everyone likes it. Hammer loves it. Everyone loves it. Come on, you can't not love Will Ferrell. Number 2, got Polar Express. This is classic. Every Christmas Eve, gotta watch it before you go to sleep. 3rd, Home Alone, another classic. People could say Home Alone 2. I'm fine with that argument. I'm fine with that. But I love Home Alone. Gotta respect the classic, the original. So Home Alone is my number 3.
Polar
So-
Express. Yeah, that would be my top 5. Polar
Yeah,
Express. And my 5th, I don't know.
It's hard. 5th is kind of like a tough one to fill in because there's a bunch of Christmas movies out there.
So many. Yeah. Tough.
Yeah.
Well, Jenks, anything you want to say before week 14? The Saints are playing the worst team in football. What do you have to say?
I'm just hoping it's exciting. That's all I care for. Maybe I get a Jimmy Graham touchdown in there again. Maybe a couple Alvins, sprinkle in a Taysom as well.
Alvin screwed me in fantasy. I was going against Alvin. You're like 30.
Love Alvin. He finally started scoring. Or give me this.
Only took 12 weeks.
Sprinkle in a little Colin Saunders fullback touchdown. That's what the world wants to see. That's what we need to unite this fan base, bring the Saints together as a team, as a whole. Colin Saunders just breaking in there, getting the touchdown. So.
I didn't even know that guy existed till now. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's understandable. But I love him, so I'll let you go, Hammer. I'll let you go with your final thoughts and closing.
First time seeing Jordan Love live, baby. Jacked up, excited. Got good seats. Gonna get good pictures for you guys. Post them on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and yeah, hopefully it's a good week. Hopefully you both get wins. Stay in that playoff picture.
Wait, real quick, Hammer. I'll just say this: if you guys want to possibly watch, Hammer and I were talking maybe going live while he's at the stadium on Instagram or something like that.
Pre-game.
Talking about the game, everything like that. So if you guys want to do that, just comment down below.
Comment if you're interested. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Jenks Hammer Pod. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at Jenks Hammer Podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good week 14, and we'll see you guys next week.
Who dat?
Thank you for tuning in to the Jenks and the Hammer podcast. Remember to leave a review and follow all of our social media pages at Jenks Hammer Pod for more content. Until next time, who dat and go Pack Go!